Missouri. And Missouri was trained, or actually Missouri has received a 5-year SIFAR grant that includes implementing Juntos. They'll be trained in 2021, and they have a high school graduation rate amongst the Latinx population of 84%. They also hosted the 1904 Olympics in St. Louis, which was widely considered to be one of the weirdest Olympics ever held because only 12 countries attended and the games lasted for over 5 months. With that, I will let Liliana, Beth, Reza, Lupita take it away.
Hello, good afternoon. First, I want to thank Diana for allowing us to come join you guys. We are quite a bit away from our potential training date as suggested. My name is Beth, and I'm a field specialist. I work in Jackson County, which is the Kansas City metro area for those who are not familiar with it. I'll introduce Lily and Lupita, which many of you guys know Lupita from her previous service in California, and also already trained in the Juntos program. And Liliana is a 4-H associate that works also in Jackson County. So I only have 2 slides because we don't have a very large story yet, but if you want to go ahead and project. All right, so thank you. As mentioned earlier, we did receive a SIFAR grant. It was awarded in fall of 2019. It was written for us to start with the Soccer for Success program. So there's about, I don't know, 8 or 10 of us on this call that were in that training together last summer. So I feel like I'm back connected with some of my peers here with the Soccer for Success group. But we started our planning and our research. We were connected with a couple of different departments within the university system, both the nutrition department where our researcher is housed, and then also and with exercise and physiology, we have a professor on staff, or that's also part of this group that's helping us to make sure that we're getting the health and nutrition side, both in this from the very beginning and then also as we move into Juntos. As suggested earlier, we're on a fall of 21 start date for training with Juntos. And I do want to just kind of mention a couple of things. I had put this map of Missouri here for you. And so just so you know, I am on that urban west side, and that's where we are. Our population for Missouri is under 10% for Latino audience, but the 2 targeted schools that we're working with are 23% or higher. And so we started last fall with the Soccer for Success, like I had mentioned earlier. And we are getting some traction. I think that the best part of our program right now in Missouri Extension, we talk about the 3 ways that we work with people, which is connect, educate, and to evaluate. And right now we're in our connection phase. And so we have made some very good partnerships. We started with, reaching out with the administration, with the school district, but we found our most traffic and most reliable resource to be working with our family liaison, which is more like the school social workers. And so they are really helping us to connect with families. Next week, Liliana starts with 20 families with a health and nutrition curriculum. Like everyone else on this call, we've pivoted. We've taken what we thought we were going to be doing in person. 2 weeks after we started in-person Soccer for Success, we are on a virtual platform. And be honest, we were not connected with families yet because we had only met with them for 2 weeks. And so connecting with families through this liaison and these schools is really important to us. Back to this map here, all those little dots there are really pockets of Missouri where there's a higher percentage of a Latinx population. And so we have been pretty strategic in that and connecting with some of those pockets of population around Missouri already, because in all reality, when in 2021, we want to have our people on the ground and ready to go when Diana comes to see us. So this map is provided to us by Alianzas. The University of Missouri has more than one initiative in this population, and this one has been started years ago, but there's already somebody that's making connections statewide with this population. There's also Facebook groups that have been started that are in Spanish only, or Spanish then English. And so we're making connection there. So thank you guys for letting us join. Lupita, if you want to add anything, Lily, if you want to add anything, and we're getting some buy-in. Our extension director is on the call too. So it's good to see you, Dr. Stewart.
Thank you, Beth, so much for sharing about Missouri. I talked to Beth was it yesterday or the day before? And she's like, I don't know, should I present? I was like, absolutely, you should. You should. You're part of the Juntos family, of course. And I just want to thank Dr. Stewart for being on the call and joining us today. He is someone who has supported Juntos way before I even came to town. I want to give him a little bit of time to share his commitment to Juntos. And we miss you at NC State, but I know you're doing amazing things in the University of Missouri.
Well, thank you. It's good to be back with Juntos again. I've been doing a little bit of chat box work here with Andrew to remember when we started this, and as best we can recall, it was about 2007. And I do remember Cynthia Aguilar, who I think's on here today, and Andrew coming in and talking to me. Cynthia at the time was actually a employee embedded in our program in 4-H, but working with us as a part of the Department of Public Instruction. And one of the first things we did was hire her. I had to get her out of the Department of Public Instruction and come work for our North Carolina State. And we got that done. And then Andrew put those two together, and it's just been an incredible thing to see it take off. And Diana, the work you've done, and Bianca, it's good to see you today from Goldsboro, North Carolina. You're talking about places I know. I'm from Sampson County, so I know exactly where you're from, Wayne County. But it's really good to be with you. This was one of those things, and just so you can know, I give Andrew and Cynthia all the credit in the world because they really saw an opening. We were seeing numbers in terms of the population that this would be targeted at really growing in North Carolina. We saw an opportunity here and a real need to focus through our 4-H leadership, great agents in the state there in North Carolina. I saw Donna Mull pop up here. I think there's others on there. Jonathan Smith, I think I saw him on there earlier. Some other folks that really just, I knew that this was something that I felt like, you know, we're going to take a risk on this, and it really has paid off, but it's been because of great people. I just put that in the box that, you know, you can invest in things, you can put a little bit of money in it to see it scaled nationally. I know you've had, I think, 11 states or so on today, but I know this thing has had tentacles across the country. I know that National 4-H was involved for some time with some donors at the national level, and to really scale this takes a lot of leadership in the various states. And I'm really proud of the team we have here with Beth and what she just did to say, we're getting this thing started, Beth. We're going to get there. We got to figure out how to get beyond COVID-19, but we're going to get there because we're resilient. You hear me say that all the time as you see me in these Zooms. And I'm really proud of our folks here in Missouri. Certainly North Carolina is where it started, but to be sitting in the middle of the country and see that map there with all those dots of where we're really going to plant this program and be in the middle, as we say out here, to really take it to a new level is exciting. I just give you all a lot of credit. You're doing great work. You know, money's one thing, but it takes people, and you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have the right people working on a project and the right leadership in that project, it won't go anywhere. And so your commitment to young people, your commitment to the communities and the families. The one thing that I always loved about Juntos is it's not just about the young person, but it's truly integrating the entire family. And that was what really caught my attention. And then the research work that, again, Andrew and Cynthia were doing to show that the good work that was going on there just made it incredible. And to see it scale the way it has. And I look forward, one of the things I've been really impressed at NC State, and I think this is to be noted, is how they've been able, even since I left, to get it scaled up into the higher levels of the university. That's really important. Don't keep it just an extension. I would say to you, and the folks at Missouri know I believe in that. I believe in scaling this stuff and taking it to the high level. Make sure your chancellors, your presidents, your provost, those people at those levels figure out ways. And if your directors of extension are having difficulty with that, tell them to give me a call. I don't mind helping them. My role's a little different here at the vice chancellor's level because it's really important work that we do here. And so, again, I want to just commend you on what you're doing. Just keep up the good work, and we look forward to following your lead here in Missouri and growing it out in a great way here. But again, I'm really excited to see it here in Missouri, and Lapita knew that this was something I was near and dear to my heart, and it's just good to reconnect. And anytime, I will say this to the leadership team there at NC State and others that are involved across the country now, anytime that we can be helpful to you and help you think about how to strategically move the needle on this program. And I know Andrew's in a different institution now, and certainly I am too. But my passion and my belief in this has not changed, and we want to see it continue to grow. So thank you for what you're doing, and thank you for letting me tie on today. I'm going to have to jump off. I got to go to another Zoom here in a few minutes. So appreciate all you're doing. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our team in Missouri.